Welcome, 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 collectives. My name is Ora-gen, and this is the Ora-gen Channel. I want to welcome you back for another reading, no matter what time of day it is or what day you found this message. I am super grateful that you are here. Guys, 12:24 on the clock this Saturday, August 23rd of 2025. You might be seeing the numbers 2325 or 2423, 222, 444, and 3333. If you are seeing any of these numbers or any numbers associated with the start of this message and the date, please do check those meanings out in the angel number meanings and gematria to dive deeper into energies associated with today's message. Guys, I am sitting outside today. It's a little overcast, a little cooler, kind of looks like fall in Michigan today, but it's not really. I think it has to do with the hurricane and how our weather's being affected. But I will say it's quite comfortable outside today. There's a nice breeze, but you might hear some vehicles and some background noise. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Big shout out to the subscribers of the channel. Definitely, please continue to like, share, subscribe, and hit the all button so you get all of the messages so you don't miss your reading. Okay, I want to dive right into the download for today. This one is beyond wild. I don't even have... I know, I'm always saying that, collectives. I know, but these downloads, as we move deeper into this timeline, or maybe these timelines that are disconnecting, drifting apart, converging, whatever is happening here, the downloads get more and more interesting. You know I'm here for it, and I'm here for the collectives. So this one is called Backmasking and an Initiation. Now, I did a reading not too long ago on the topic of an initiation happening for some collectives members. And I talked a little bit about in the download what I saw. In that download, there was something about a particular being, a spirit, a guide, a guardian. I don't know. There was some sort of being that popped up in that download. And I saw something similar in this download. It was a little different, but it was a similar topic. So this might be the same collectives members who this message resonates with, or this might be different ones. Definitely take the energy as it resonates, and all messages are for entertainment purposes. Be smart about listening to channeled messages. Do not make it fit if it doesn't fit, okay? So now, this is what I heard and saw. So I could hear a song playing in the background that, as I listened, revealed a hidden message. So what I mean by that is, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the term backmasking, but it's basically like having a track underneath a track, something that you don't hear overtly with your ears. But if you were to break that track down and remove the top layer of music, there would be some sort of sound, frequency, messaging underneath that top layer of sound. And this is something that's been going on in the music industry for years, putting messaging under things. Now, when it's positive and supportive, like frequencies and things that help to lift the vibration, I highly support it. That's what audio binaural music is and everything. It's a form of backmasking, but it's like not running things in reverse or putting low vibrational incantations and spell work and things in it. It's more so for the purposes of healing the body, helping you to raise your vibration, binaural rewiring and things like this. That's not what I was looking at here. There was something in this song that was playing that was like a backmasking, that when I started to hear it, it's like the song got stripped away and I could hear these specific letters that were being called out in a definitive order. So it was like a code or a message was being revealed, guys. Wild. And as I think about the letters that I heard, they didn't form a specific word. Clearly, they were acronyms, or they represented something in some language or some form of coding that I was not clear on, like how to decode it. But I did hear the letters, okay? So something here about backmasking and some sort of message or code that's being revealed. So that's the first part. And then I saw a group of energies who were like, I don't know, like individuals or something like that. I saw people, okay, masculine and feminine energies who were systemically locating chosen ones or collectives members and just initiating them. I put forcefully on here because I could see from the download that everybody who was being initiated was not aware that this was happening. And as a matter of fact, when some of them realized or recognized what was happening, they started to just run. Once again, this is not to create paranoia or anything like that, but I was picking up that there was groups or energies that wanted to bring individuals with gifts, abilities, certain frequency or vibration that they tend to resonate in. They wanted to utilize that or bring them into these groups, and they were finding ways to connect with them. Like they knew who they were, where they were, and they were finding ways to connect with them so that they could bring them into a space and initiate them. Okay. So I'll have to have a deeper look into this with the cards to see if this was negative or if this was something that was in alignment for some of these individuals, or if this was just some forceful initiation. But it didn't look like the people being initiated were happy about it. I'll put it that way. They were kind of shocked. So I saw some kind of a spirit or ghost, whatever term you want to use, that would appear once the chosen ones were in front of these energies or these people. So it's like they would get them into this space, and the person that's being brought into the space doesn't know what it's all about. And then all of a sudden, this spirit or this energy appears in front of them, and the spirit was part of the initiation process. I don't know what the heck this is. Like, I can honestly say I haven't seen anything quite like this before. So what I saw was that once basically this spirit started to emerge, like in the download, I could see them emerging from a wall or something. Like they just started coming into the space, and the person that was sitting there that was unaware that this was going to happen was kind of like freaking out. Like, what is this? And I saw the collectives in the download. They were caught off guard and they were shocked by what they were seeing. And when they realized what was happening, that this spirit was emerging out of nowhere and began moving towards them, they jumped up and they ran. Like, oh no. So once again, I'm going to pull some cards to see like what is going on with this, but it doesn't look like, from what I could see, that whomever was being brought into this space felt like it was positive. That's not what I was picking up. I picked up that they were brought into a space by individuals who may have led them there, telling them one thing, and then when collectives arrived, they saw it was another. So something here, once again, about a message or a code being revealed, and also something being presented as one thing when it's actually another, for the purposes of getting people with certain gifts, abilities, you know, vibrations, frequencies, whatever, into a space where they can be like forcefully initiated. Now, what this initiation is for, or what that has to do with anything, once again, I am not sure about that. That was all the information that I got in the download. So I'll have to pull some cards to see like what is going on with that specifically, who these people or energies are that are forcefully initiating people, and what it is they want from collectives. But I do have the feeling it's like a situation like with a battery. You know, if you're running on a low charge, what do? Well, you go and plug your phone in to a recharging source so that way it recharges the device so you can continue to use it. I do have the feeling that some of these energies need to utilize resources for whatever their thing is that they're doing or whatever their purpose is. They need to recharge or they need energy to assist with whatever it is they're working on, trying to accomplish. And I do get the idea that collectives members are kind of like the battery or the charging port that they're trying to plug into. This is just what I'm picking up, but we'll pull some cards. So guys, definitely follow me over into the second half here, and we're going to look into what is going on with this message. Okay, guys, welcome to part 2 of the reading. So I did do a pre-pull on this with the tarot. I got to tell you, it's what I expected, but it's also, it's pretty wild. So once again, all readings are for entertainment purposes. Please use wisdom when listening to readings as to whether this is your message or not. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. And also, if it creates or causes paranoia, this is definitely not your message, okay? So, yeah. First card out, I asked Spirit about this group or organization that is basically systematically locating individuals, okay? Like, what did I see in the download with that? Why are they doing that? So, I got the Hierophant in reverse, guys. So there's definitely something unexpected that's happening or coming, okay? Once again, this is not to make people feel paranoid. I'm just picking up on the energy in the tarot. But there's something here about like institutions or societal orders or an order of some kind that is in the energy, it's popping up in reverse, okay? Now, the Hierophant in reverse, and this is Earth and Taurus energy on the table. So there might be an Earth sign or a Taurus involved with this part of the message. But, you know, it can just mean like someone who goes against the grain, somebody who's not, doesn't function like systemically. And that definitely would be the collectives. But in this case, as far as this group goes, or whomever these individuals are that are systematically locating individuals and trying to initiate them into some sort of group order or something, this is energies that basically are coming up as an upside down or an inverted institution, organization, order, or something like that. Okay, some sort of order or tradition of belief. Guys, so then the Chariot in reverse came up. Water sign and Cancer on the table. These energies want to exercise their willpower and control over others. I don't know how else to say it. This is some kind of op as it relates to the collectives. It's oppositional. They are not thinking about your best interest. There's something they want, and so they're trying to use their willpower and control to obtain it. Okay. So then as we got deeper into the deck, and just guys, I gotta say, when I think about orders, organizations, societies, groups, let's say that are involved in things associated with like the entertainment industry, okay? And these are the energies that really kind of control the frequency, you know, it's starting to shift, but still that energy is still present. These are the ones that control these types of organizations, you know, these type of industries and the vibration that they're on, and getting others to sign up, join, and show them like contracts and agreements that really are not for their best interest, but these ones that they approach are open to doing certain things or engaging with certain energies or frequencies because they have a stronger desire to obtain wealth and what they feel is abundance, power, and control. So they feel like they can get it through these avenues. So These orders, these groups, these organizations, these societies are able to utilize that, promise of wealth and abundance to gain the loyalty, support, and energy of these ones. Now, as I've mentioned in many readings before, there is a great shift happening, a transfer of abundance, a transfer of energy, a transfer of what might be considered wealth, but it has to do really with people's inheritance, their birthrights. That is coming. We are in the process of this transition. I know it may not look like it. I know. But there are a lot of things going on here to keep people veiled from the truth so they don't see really the shape that these energies are in. They're in trouble. So, one, they need energy or energies in order to sustain their current momentum. If somebody was getting a lot of push before to help them to move forward and all of a sudden that push is gone, well, they're going to look for the next thing to help push them if that is how they operate. And so that's what we're talking about here. So they need resources and energy, and I'm talking about etheric energy. I'm not talking about just your physical resources. They need your energy in order to sustain their momentum. So I think what might be happening here with this download as I pulled more cards is that there is an inverted order or orders, societal groups, institutions that are looking for new resources for energy. And these resources, i.e., collectives, chosen ones, star seeds, they're not here for that purpose. They definitely want to have what they need to be able to function, but they're not willing to sacrifice or give up their soul path, soul purpose, or soul mission. So it's very challenging. What do you offer a person who basically is telling you, oh, I don't want that. I want this. And if you're not offering me this, I'm not interested. What do you offer them? You can't offer them anything. So I think, and definitely this is based off the fact that these energies that they're trying to get are not vibrating on the level that they are. Collectives vibrates on a higher vibration. They're tapped in and tuned in. They work with their guides, their spirit team, their spiritual individuals. So they don't want to deal with like dark energies and entities and things to acquire wealth and abundance. That's not their purpose here. They know it. These energies know that these groups vibrate higher. So they can't coerce them or convince them to step over to their side of things. So what do? They use their willpower, their control to obtain what they want by force. I heard via force. So that might be what's going on here, is that these energies, these entities are not able to obtain these groups, and they have more power and more energy than, those that were willingly offering, everything, every aspect of themselves over to a cause in order to have money. They don't have as much resources and energy on an etheric level, on a spiritual level, as collectives has. Collectives is way more powerful in that way. So their energy tops all that. That's the ideal target. But these individuals don't want to deal with these kind of groups, organizations, and entities. So when I'm picking up that first part of the reading, where there was a hidden message with specific letters being called out in a definitive order, like a code or message was being revealed. It's like the letters might even represent different names, initials, peoples who are associated with collectives, chosen, starseed, that they want to basically target, I guess, for lack of a better word, to bring them in as a resource. Just like they brought in those people that they used as slaves in the music industry and the entertainment industry. They used them as slaves. They drained them to the point that some of these people, when you see current images of them, they look like Skeletor. They look depleted, drained, like a raisin. Literally, like somebody sucked the life force out of them. They need new batteries. And I think that's why they're trying to basically create situations that either forces a person to look at something as an option that normally they wouldn't, or that creates a situation where a person is, brought into a space or a situation thinking it's one thing and really it's another. So they're trying to use deception. They know if they just start physically trying to forcibly remove people, that'll get looked at. I'm not saying that hasn't happened, but I'm saying I think that what they're trying to do is to force or coerce individuals to look at something as an option by trying to remove every other option. And this might be why certain collective members have been dealing with just like one issue after another. Like you get one fire out, the next one lights up. It's ready to go in the tank. As soon as you take the one fire out, the next fire pops off. And that is to make it so that the collectives is caught up in the illusion that there's no way to win. If you go this route, there's no way to win. And so you might as well join the team. That's what I'm picking up here. Now, the next cards confirm all of this. Why? Well, I have the Nine of Wands in reverse, okay? So they are trying to keep the collectives and individuals that they're targeting in a state of constant war-weary energy. Battle formation, on guard. Okay, I just fought this battle. Let me get into this next one. Their head is wrapped up with a bandage. They're beat up. It's hard to focus on spirituality because it's one problem after another. They're just trying to keep people stuck in this energy. And that is so that way they can, okay, when they're just done, right when you're about just done, here comes this magical opportunity that looks so good, but then you find out it's so not good. It's that energy. Then I have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. These energies are trying to keep up this illusion that, everything you do will not have a reward. Like you're just going to work yourself to death and you're not going to gain anything from it. It's not true. It's an illusion. It's false. It may have even felt like that. You may have even seen some evidence of that, but it's not true. You have some external energies that want to keep you in a stuck state so that they can manipulate the way that you're perceiving things. It's for a purpose. They want you feeling stuck. And they want you actually stuck, but they also want you to feel stuck. Being stuck and feeling stuck is two different things, guys. If you feel stuck, that's your mind telling you, I can't go any further. Once you get to that place, sorry, it's kind of hot in the car. Once you get to that place, you really are stuck because you believe you're stuck. Whereas if you are dealing with some stuckness or stuck energy and you find ways around it, then you're not stuck. Do you see the difference? Then I have the Five of Cups. They want to create an energy here in this illusion where you feel like you're constantly in a state of grief and loss. Like you failed. Like you're always being disappointed. Like nothing's ever working. And that is also the final card, the Devil card, Earth sign and Capricorn on the table. So that way you can basically stay in some sort of dark thoughts or dark beliefs that are limiting. Okay? They want, these energies have a resentment of your free will. Like they resent it. They don't like that you understand that you have free will and that you exercise it daily. Just your walking around with the beliefs and the perception that you have actually helps others to see the potential of breaking through the matrix, just your existing. So they resent that energy and they want to pull you in a different direction. One, so you stop encouraging others to do what you're doing. And two, so that they can harvest or manifest your energy in other forms that they feel would be more beneficial for systemic purposes. Okay, guys, this is some straight BS, but we got to read the message. Let's go on ahead. Let's go on ahead and go into the yes, no deck. And then I'm going to pull a Buddha's wisdom. Okay, just something encouraging for you guys, because this energy is wild. All right, let's go to yes, no. All right, Spirit. So let's ask some questions about this group. How about that? Have these groups been following, marking, or monitoring people in the collectives since childhood or since birth? Okay, so yeah, just what I thought here. Yes and yes. So for energies that have been came here and were very awakened and aware of their gifts and abilities, there might have been some energies that were kind of like monitoring that. And also for those who had an awakening during childhood, young adulthood, or like maybe in their older years, these as well. So these monitoring energies are aware when people have an awakening. It's just like I talk about in the readings. When you have a shift in your energy, it's not just you shifting. The illusion of everything being separate is just that. It's an illusion. Energy is everything, and everything is connected and touching via the energy. So when you shift, things around you shift. And this is truth. So if you shift to a higher frequency and everything is kind of connected through a matrixy web that can sense different shifts and changes in the energy, then when you shift, something changes around you and it can be seen and felt by certain energies. And best believe there are monitoring energies and monitoring spirits. So definitely this could be a situation where monitoring energies or spirits might be used to kind of keep tabs on people who are awakening. Kind of like when Neo woke up and he unplugged himself in the matrix and it set off alarms and signals because he unplugged himself from his pod and they had to extract him very quickly. It's kind of like that. I don't know about the extraction part, but definitely there's something here about you waking up and it like sends off signals and alarms because you woke up. So that might be the monitoring type energy. Yeah, Spirit says yes, confirmation. Okay, so are these groups affiliated with religious organizations? I heard yes. Yes. Okay, so some of these are religious organizations, could be churches or some sort of organization that practices something regularly. Okay, are some of these covens? Covens or cults? It's pretty much what any religious group is anyways. No. Okay. Are these churches? No. Oh boy, what are we getting into here? Okay, are these federal or government type organizations? Ooh, oh my gosh. We have a yes here. This might be groups or organizations that might be viewed as religious because it has to do with their beliefs, but it's not a typical church or religious organization like what the populace would view as a religious organization. It's something other. So for those of you, if you know, you know, there are groups and organizations that are not ones that the populace can commonly join. They are a belief system. But they're for certain types of people. It's only a certain percentage of people, if you know what I mean, that can join, or their family lines are part of these organizations and groups. So it's a religious thing, but it's not a common religious thing. Okay. Are they trying to replace current participants? Are they losing participants? Are they trying to replace current participants in these religious groups or organizations? No. Do they want to use collective members for energy resources? Ooh, that flew right out. Yes. Okay, they don't want you as a member of the group. Okay, They do not. So this is a warning. You're not, even if it's framed that way, you are not going to be on the same level. They don't want you as a member of the group. They want your energy. Okay. You are the divine battery that everybody wants to tap into. For those of you who resonate with today's message, you may have felt that energy throughout your life. Like people were always asking you for things, or, nothing was better than your support. Just having you around felt calming. And so you might have been a person that was constantly being pulled on for your energy and resources. These people want to do the same. People and beings, entities, whatever. They want to do the same. They want your energy. Nothing's better than your energy, collectives. It is valuable. Guard it. Okay. All right. So we're going to talk about how much time frame before, maybe for those of you who this is present or future tense energy. For some of you, this might have already happened. You might have been approached by somebody or a situation that was strange, seemed a little off. Maybe the person seemed a little off. Maybe the meeting or whatever you were brought to was a little weird. You may have noticed weird things in the background. I know I had a work opportunity here recently that I had joined, and I left it because it got weird and it seemed like an energy drain. It was supposed to just make some extra money on the side, and everything was legal. But, I went and got certified and did some other things to help with this. And I look back at one of my pictures because they were just all over me. I look back at one of my pictures and there was somebody behind me in the audience who was part of like the higher ups in the organization, and they were throwing up like hand signs. And I was like, okay, that's, not professional for a business conference. But it really wasn't a business, it was a cult. That's what I figured out. And I exited stage right immediately. And they were miffed because I figured that out pretty quickly. Okay. I didn't go in very deep before I figured out, okay, this is not what they say it is. So somebody could approach you with an opportunity that it looks completely just like a business, but it's actually a cult. And you can tell by certain things that are just off. They don't add up. Listen to your intuition. Don't just charge ahead. Your actual opportunity is coming. There is going to be a transfer of abundance, but it's not coming through low vibrational organizations. That's not where it's coming through. Those guys are flailing because it's coming to an end for them. But collectives will be able to step forward and step into these new opportunities and things that have to do with new earth energy, where their skill sets will be needed. It's going to feel different. Okay. So let me see. Any other yes, no questions for the collectives? Is this current tense energy? Is this current tense energy? No. Okay. Let's ask one more question here. Is this future energy? It's weird. This future energy, yes. Okay. So for most of you, this hasn't happened yet. It's coming. Once again, this is not to create paranoia, fear. We're not operating out of an energy of fear here. This is about knowledge and information. Once again, all readings are for entertainment purposes. If this is not your message and you do not truly resonate, i.e., you feel paranoid, scared, fearful, something like that, more than likely it's not your message, okay? This is for those who kind of already know something's a little off, and they've had instances over the years where strange situations, people and spaces have approached them, and they're kind of aware that, they're being looked at a certain way. That's who this message would be for. Okay. So, wow. So this is something that's coming. Let's get a timeline on this. Okay. And then we'll pull a card just for encouragement. Yeah, guys, you need to listen to your intuition. You really do, because you're going to know, if you listen to your intuition, you're going to know when somebody whose, energy is off and they're kind of weird, or they're saying weird things. I've had people approach me in places and just say weird stuff like, Just weird stuff. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. But I could tell the people didn't look right. The things they were saying weren't right. And I just moved around. Okay. So for those of you who know, you know, listen to your intuition. Don't do anything unless you know it is in alignment with your soul purpose. All right. So spirit, timelines. How soon might the collectives be approached by these energies? Yeah, this could happen in the next 3 to 4 months for some of you. The gates of success open as if by the wave of a magic wand. However, this causes an unpredictable development in circumstances. Fortunately, you succeed in the end thanks to your inviolable ability to cope with such difficult situations. Look at this crap. So these energies are trying to create like something really difficult for you to deal with, such that you kind of, they want you to come crawling to them on your hands and knees like, okay, yeah, just help me. What? They don't know collectives. They freaking don't know collectives. So basically they want to create some BS that has you in a bind, okay, and get you to acquiesce to whatever this garbage is that they want to get you involved in, have you signing something or doing something that is not in your best. It's not the best thing for you. Let's put it that way. So it will take you out of your soul path. It will lower your vibration, and you will basically be utilized as a battery for someone else's crap. Don't do it. Even if you're not sure and you get into something and then you start to notice something's off, please do listen to your higher self, your intuition. For those of you who work with your spirit team, your guides, they're going to help you. In a lot of cases, they're pushing these people back. You're not having to do a whole lot because they're pushing these people back. They're making it hard for them to approach you. Okay. And then you have messages on Tarot Land and Oracle Land sending out, yeah, you hear the horn of the train? Like sending out warning messages and letting you know that this crap is coming so you can be aware. Take the necessary steps to help yourself. So, yeah, guys, I'm going to just pull a card here from Buddha's Wisdom. Spirit, if we can just have a message that helps collectives to be a little more supported, or maybe have some knowledge on what they can do to help themselves, that would be great. And then we'll go ahead and close out. You guys know what's up. You know, I don't care how many times they roll out people's initials, names, and decode things or whatever. It's not going to help them, because TMH, the Most High, is involved in everything. So these energies know their time is up. That's why they're so desperate. I know it doesn't look like it, guys. I know on the world scene, it seems completely opposite, but that's why they're amping up so bad. We are in the process of a great shift. They understand it. The populace in general does not. They just see the illusion that these energies and entities put in front of them. But in fact, that's not what it is at all. That's them kind of like struggling and flailing in the water before they sink. Messages for the collectives, for supports, or anything that can help them with today's energy, Spirit. All right, we have a card here. Thank you so much, Spirit. Let's put these over here. All right. Number 50. You might be 50 years old. The number 50 might be important to you. 50-50, 555, 55-55, 000, and 00. This card has come out before. Something here with primordial Buddha, Vajradhara. This one talks about brilliant sky and illuminating sun. Yeah, there's illumination coming in. And this one shows like primordial Buddha with his consort. Okay. So there's a balance here of the masculine and feminine energies. Okay. So there will be a balancing and an illumination. The entire universe manifests out of awareness. Everybody's going to come to a state of awareness about what is happening here. And I mean on the levels where it's uncomfortable, but it is going to be seen. So this one says, Vajradhara is as blue as the brilliant sky. This is also giving me Krishna energy. So we have, once again, the Lord, the Most High, is involved in this. Things are going to get revealed. You do not have to worry. You are protected. You are safe. Okay. His consort is as pure as the white light streaming from the sun, clothed in the silks and jewels of royalty. They sit high above the clouds in the vast expanse of space. His image is often placed at the top of Thangka painting because Vajrahara represents the highest state of being. Something here about something in the expanse above the clouds. I'm telling you, I get a strong energy of some primordial beings, and I'm not talking about the archons. I'm talking about light beings that are here and assisting at this time. They are looking at everything and they are here to assist. Collectives is getting a lot of external help, okay? Whether you recognize it or not, because your energy will be needed for New Earth purposes. So you're very valuable. You're like an asset to the New Earth energy, is what I'm picking up. Vajradhara is the revealer of mysteries and the mystery itself, the source of all manifestations of enlightenment. He is the fusion of both creation and the potential of creation. The state before states exist. This is what I'm saying. This is most high energy. Sometimes he appears without a consort and is part of a trio forming the Shakyamuni Trinity in Buddhism. Something here about threes. 333, 3333. The Trinity illustrates the three aspects of the Buddha. The first, which is Vajrahara's level, is called the Dharmakaya, the distillation of form without form, pre-existence becoming what we think of as reality. The second is the phase of Sambhogakaya, the dwelling state where the Buddha is in paradise or pure land. The third manifests when, out of compassion, Buddha comes to the earth to help sentient beings, and this is called Nirmanakaya. Out of nothing but awareness, the entire universe manifests, and at the end of time, it reabsorbs again into a single seed of potential, and that potential is Vajrahara. Guys, this is very interesting. Okay, so something here about the end of times, and something here about primordial beings that are assisting and bringing light and clarity to things, and also something here about three states. Okay, so the third state, very interesting, is a state of compassion where the Buddha comes to the earth to help sentient beings. I really believe that we are in a time shift, as I find it interesting that Spirit dropped this card. We are in a part of the timeline where things is shifting to where there's going to be an abundance of knowledge on Gaia. So when people think of abundance and wealth, they think of these fake systems that are created by these matrixy controllers. I'm not talking about greenbacks and dollar bills, okay? It's just paper. It literally only has the value that we give to it. I'm talking about true abundance, where people really feel held and cared for like royalty, especially the collectives, okay? So I think that this card dropped today because it's a reassurance once again that you're covered, you're protected. The Most High is involved, your spirit team. There are angels, light beings, and others who are involved in this time period, assisting those here on Gaia and helping ourselves to like flush out these low vibrational and toxic energies and entities. These energies and entities are aware that they're being flushed out and they're flailing in the water before they're flushed out, basically. So please know that you are protected. Everything is in the Most High's hands. However you view that, whether that's universal energy, just something greater than yourself. a divine source of energy, light energy, whatever it is you believe, that end of that story is working towards the benefit of the light workers and those who are here to bring the new earth energy. And that if you listen to those 3 key states that were mentioned, which is also interesting, we have 3 key states of our nervous system, and there's 3 key states here. It's interesting, the 3. So a lot of 3 energy. I really feel like we have some groups here that have some divine knowledge that are using it in an inappropriate way. They're utilizing it for control and to harm others, as opposed to utilizing that energy and that knowledge and information to assist those who are here on Gaia with them at this time. Collectives, however, is not that way. And so you will have a very important purpose in the changeover of things, the new earth energy. So please be mindful of this. Stick with your soul path work. Any strange opportunities, individuals, energies approaching that hit that switch of, that's kind of weird. Listen to your intuition. You're being guided away from opportunities that are not really opportunities, and you are being guided towards your soul path. This is all divine order. Okay. So I'm going to close the reading out there. Definitely sending love and light to those who resonated with today's message. If this was not your message, thank you so much for staying for the story. And I definitely do look forward to being with you in the next reading. Guys, like, share, subscribe, hit the all button. Follow me on YouTube and TikTok. And definitely subscribe on TikTok for more readings, more information, and you can be part of a community that's high vibrational. Guys, my name is Ora-gen, and this is the Ora-gen Channel. And I do look forward to being with you in the next reading. Love and light.